to be an individual working within the field. So I'm a professional with lived experience, and I'm building my own private practice here. And in the field, so I'm a professional. And this is what my challenge is. Yeah. On a Thursday, we have lived experience recovery organizations for people that are working in LEROs and are on a professional path. And then on Thursday afternoon, we have the systemic wellness practitioner here. So everyone here today is an individual doing the individual coaching journey. The content is pretty much the same. Yeah, the fundamentals, and basically we start off with the coaching conversation. Yep. But before we do anything, we're going to create the container, which is an adult learning environment, and we start that by checking in. So who feels like building the container today? Ross, how about you? As you take a sip of tea, it's like, oh fuck, okay.
Oh, hello everybody. Um, this week I've probably felt the most, I don't know, happiest and content in my life. I turned 36 on when was it, on the 8th, so 2 days ago I was 36. 3 days ago I was 36. I don't know, as I'm getting older, I'm appreciating the value of life, time, understanding myself more and just appreciating um my life more, I think, and just being a lot more happier as I get older. I'm a lot more happier. Um, so yeah, just really happy about that, to be honest with you. Felt a bit different this week, and yeah, just like always, happy to be here, happy to learn and listen, and yeah, nice to see everybody. I will pass on to um Dan A.
Hiya. Yeah, my first time here, coming to these meetings. Just want to sort of see what everything's all about. My week's been up and down. I've had my girlfriend's been unwell, so quite unwell. So I've had to sort of muck in with her and her kids whilst trying to juggle everything else. So bit discombobulated today. Not sure where to go and what action to take. So yeah, bear with me. Thank you.
Are you tagging Dan?
Oh, Marcus.
Morning, everyone. I'm checking in grounded. Yeah, I've had a nice chilled morning. Was able to sit out and yeah, just listen to the birds and stuff this morning. Have a nice cup of coffee, which is becoming a part of my routine. So just learning to put in boundaries and stick to my routine and not keep and just keep the chaos away. So that's me, and I will tag Olivia.
Morning, everyone. I'm feeling good. I've got up really quickly, had a bit of a lie-in, so I'm a bit kind of ooh, wake up, Olivia. But yeah, I've had a good week. I met Marcus. That was really nice catching up with Marcus and discussing a few things. We kind of got away with ourselves a little bit, but it was nice. So yeah, I'm feeling good. And now tagging Anthony.
Thanks, Olivia. Yeah, feeling pretty grounded. Glad to be here. Um, I think, over the last week I've been working, well, for the last few months of building a website to launch a new business. Finally finished it on Sunday. Re-
Yay!
Ready to go, man, which is good. So that's exciting. Had a few good calls about some work already, which is nice. So yeah, feeling good about that. Hopefully it moves in the right direction. But yeah, glad to be here on the coaching and continuing learning. And I will tag Mary.
Go on, Mary.
Thanks, Anthony. Thanks. Hi, Mary, everyone. I've had a good week, been busy, been in the gym a lot, Been working, so nice, just balanced week, so I like it. And yeah, just excited to hear a bit about what this is. Like, it's my first time in this call, so yes, lovely to be here. And I'll tag Tommy.
Hello everyone, I'm Tommy. We'll be your favourite double act for the day. Yeah, no, I've had a great week. I share Ross's birthday. I'm a Pisces too, mate. So I was 41. I got a little bit on you. Yeah, just excited to explore. My friend Marlon told me about it, and I thought I'd come on and see what it's all about. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll tag in. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Is it Parish? Parish?
Paresh. Paresh,
Parash.
yeah.
Sorry, brother.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
no, it's all good, all good. I get worse. So hi everyone, my name's Paresh. Really happy to be here. I'm just so kind of don't know how to put it, bit frustrated, a bit all over the shop at the moment. I've got things going on, and I mean, at home, I've got work stuff going on, new work stuff going on, so lots of little things happening, and it's not happening quick enough, so I'm a bit impatient, frustrated. Is that bad? No, not really, but considering how my life used to be, so it's all good. I just gotta relax, calm down a bit. So I'm really happy to be here because it just takes me away from all of that stuff. So yeah, it's good. Sorry, I am tagging Marlon.
Hi everyone. Yeah, it's good to be here. I'm yeah, it was my first day back on Koh Phangan. I'd spent 2 weeks away with family who I'd not seen for 8 months. So I found that really overwhelming and good, but trying to, look after my own recovery at the same time, I found quite challenging. I come straight back in and come straight back into my volunteering role, which has been, which has put me in a different development role, working with admissions, and it was quite a full-on day yesterday, picking up two very intense clients. One of them being a woman who um, decided to tell me how good looking I was, and it made me feel really uncomfortable. And yeah, it was. I could share more about it maybe later if it comes to that. But yeah, that was interesting. And also, I had a bit of this because I'm so self-obsessed. I had my hair cut, and I wasn't happy with the hairdresser's cut, so cut all my hair off, and I feel really like vulnerable and insecure because I've got no hair. It was a choice. I didn't have to do it. It was very irrational. But yeah, I'm used to having hair like bloody Anthony, I had for years. So it feels really fucking weird. Sorry to swear. And yeah, I just can't wait for it to grow back. So I'm quite wrapped up in my own head at the minute, but I'm sure with me being on here and sharing this and listening to everyone else, I think it'll get me out of it a little bit. So yeah, good to be here. I'll pass to Trevine. Is it? I hope I pronounced it right, mate.
Yes, yeah. Um, yeah, this week I am checking in spread quite thin. I've been busy with assignments and stuff like that. Also, I've got two clients after this. So yeah, spread thin, but still motivated. I'll tag David.
Okay, so is that everyone? Yeah, so I'm checking. I've always got the pre-class anxiety, which kind of sits in my stomach here. I'm anxious because Dan's here, because I really like Dan a lot. I know Dan in my personal life, and it's really nice to me. Is it Tom and Mary? Yep. So I'm terrible with names. So I'm just going to put Mary and Tom. And I'm also a bit anxious because you've been invited here by Marlon, and I want you to come and do the training and do all that sort of stuff. But instead of trying to sell you something, it's more of a kind of try and buy. Yeah. And the reason for that is becoming a professional recovery coach is you are working in an environment of crisis, chaos, and conflict. Yep. So people that are in a culture of addiction it's a fuck up. Yep. So I'm just going to contract here around what this is and what this isn't. Yep. So this is a coaching training where you're learning a skill set, how to take your lived experience and turn it into a profession so that you can go from a culture of recovery or a culture of resilience and go and work in a culture of addiction or a culture of adversity. So Marlon, yep, is in a culture of recovery and resilience himself. Yesterday, he went and met someone in his role, and then some boundaries were challenged, and he felt very uncomfortable. Is that fair enough to say, Marlon? Yep. So these are the sort of things that we need to talk about and discuss to become professionals in this environment. So we're not counselors, we're not doctors, we're not psychiatrists, we're not any of those professions. We sit alongside them in a coaching perspective. Yep. And our approach is strengths based, forward focused, and we sit in the place of wellness. So everyone on this course is well. You might not feel well, but you are well. You know how to look after yourself. If something went wrong, you'd know how to take yourself to a doctor. Does that make sense? Yeah. Our job is to sit with our coachees and hold a space where they are in charge and they have the power. Yeah. Okay. So we always start off by doing the check-in, contracting and creating the container. So we now have a container here and the agenda, yep, what we're going to talk about always comes from the container. Yep. So it's like, okay, what are you going to talk about today? But before we do that, we need to check on accountability from what happened in the last class. So the people that are new to this container this morning aren't going to know, but everyone else had some homework to move forward and to step. Marlon's busy trying to go, oh fuck, what was I meant to do? What was I meant to do? And sweating there. So let's go with Marcus and Olivia. Yep. Paresh is also thinking, oh fuck, what did I? Yeah. Just relax, relax. There's no right or wrong here. Yeah. If you haven't done your homework, just say I didn't get a chance to do it or whatever. Don't start saying things like the dog fucking ate it or any of that sort of stuff. It's fine. It's all just learning. Yeah. So let's go with Marcus and Olivia. Well, let's go with Olivia and Marcus. Who's going first?
I'll go first. We were asked to look into child contact centres, trying to find out the price rises and prices and how like people in recovery or trauma or domestic violence kind of have to go through to get to kind of get to the other side, to speak with their children, to have unsupervised contact with their children instead of the system is from my perspective is, and what I went through personally was
Great. So your personal experience with
yeah,
being someone in recovery that had to go through child contact center. Yep. Your homework around this was to try and improve that environment. So you've got an understanding of what external recovery capital resources are available for your population that you might be working with.
yeah.
Yep, cool, great. So you've got personal lived experience in this.
Yeah, so everything that I kind of researched is basically what I've gone through anyways. There's kind of,
Yep.
you've got people that, children that are from social services, they'll get contact and they don't have to pay anything. But if you come in from a private court where there's no social workers involved, then you have to pay. And the pay is around £75 each. Both adults, both parents have to pay. That can range up to 100 depending on the centres. The charity ones are kind of a lot cheaper, but they're more kind of, they got lots of waiting lists, and there's not many available in my area anyways. I'm not too sure. Yeah, and same for you, Marcus, wasn't it? If you want to come in, Marcus, help me out.
Olivia, that's
Yes.
wonderful. Thank you. Go for it, Marcus.
Yeah, so in the beginning we kind of looked at what it was we're going to compare them against. So we came up with a rubric, um, which is kind of taken from an idea that I did in a previous organization to improve conversations and get information that's needed. So we looked at user voice, child agency, accessibility, and trauma informed. And so Olivia did Kent, I did Surrey, and we looked at just basically the information that was available, and kind of
So
scored them
Marcus,
against the rubric.
just slow it down for me. What's a rubric?
So it's a scale of 1 to 5. So
Yeah,
one
okay.
being the lowest, closed door policies, very rigid, usually statutory services that are like that. And we're looking for more than just a feedback form, for these organizations to take into account, what the experience is like for the families that are involved. And then so 1 to 2 was minimal choice, high barriers, rule focused. So someone sitting in the room transcribing every sort of movement and word, which kind of makes you
Okay,
feel
so
a
you're
bit
sitting in the room with your ex-wife or your kids, or maybe not, and then there's an outsider there writing notes and documenting everything. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
And that usually comes with the court process.
Yeah.
Number
So Big
three
Brother's
was
watching.
Yeah.
Number three was there were some options, sort of average access, a little bit more flexible, self-referrals, and basic awareness of trauma informed. So they would probably deliver training to some level. So they kind of have a listening ear sort of policy. And the higher one was the 4 to 5, which was child-centered, helps design. They sort of include families in designing the space through feedback. They may have parents who have been through separation, or they might just be parents as trustees or volunteers. So there's a bit more lived experience in the
Okay.
space. So we kind of judged it, each organization based on that, and we gave it a score. And out of those scores gives us an understanding of the local area, where the gap is, and also some potential to reach out and do some work with these organizations through training, setting up co-production meetings and things like that.
What did you learn from this homework?
That there's a dire need for a more fairer process, that charities seem to do it better, but they
Yeah.
have less resources to sort of make it happen. But then the statutory services and the private sector, less accessible, cost a lot more money. And they do hit the points on paper, but from a lived experience point of view, there's not much taken from by way of feedback or working with the client. So it's kind of our what we say goes sort of thing. And it comes with that generic meeting quotas and statistics and certain, performance markers, so that they're always boosted a bit because there's a manager that wants to get, you know, uh, his bonus or, the recognition for that. So charities seem to do it better. They're a bit more connected to the people and the community in which they work in, and there's not enough of them.
Okay, so the charities are overwhelmed by waiting lists, but they do a better job than the private sector, which seems to be a bit more
Money five.
profit focused and tick box focused and commercial.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
that, okay, right. So that's a normal type of thing that happens within our system, within the systems. Yep. All right. Marlon, did you have homework?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was meant to email Marcus. and
Oh, okay.
set up a big very simple and straightforward, and set up with Paresh and set up a big book study, but I've not done it.
Okay, great. And what did you learn by not doing your homework?
I feel like I've let myself down a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Bit,
All right.
bit,
So,
bit of shame.
okay. Am I shaming you?
No,
Okay. Why is
no.
that important?
Why is what important? That you're not shaming me
Yeah.
because I might not come back.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Yeah. So imagine you've got someone that's kind of fresh in and they're all motivated for whatever reason. They go, I want to stop the crack and the smack and the booze and the dope, and I want to do this and I'm going to do that. Yep. And the next week they come back to you and they go, oh, fuck, I wasn't able to do it. I'm still drinking. I'm still smoking dope or whatever. Yep. They've completely overestimated what they're going to do. But in reality, they weren't able to achieve it. And they came into the room and I said, oh, fucking hell, are you not committed to this work? Pull yourself together. Are you not? Yep.
Mm.
That would, in my belief, add more shame to the problem of the individual already shaming themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So,
totally.
Marlon, the fact that you're still here, I think is great. The fact that you can sit here and go, oh, fuck, you know what, I fucked up, I didn't do it. And the fact that you can own that you feel ashamed about it is authentic and honest.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right, do your fucking homework next. Okay.
I couldn't. I was
All right.
smoking crack.
Yeah. Are we allowed to have fun here? Are we allowed to laugh in a classroom?
Hope so.
Yeah? Are we still able to learn if we're having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah? I think we learn more when we're having fun.
Yeah. If you're with a client, you wouldn't want to be kind of really kind of, I don't know, just kind of a bit tense all the time and not kind of being your authentic, or like being organic, like being normal with them, like, and kind of trying to get them to kind of be not to be friends with you but feel at ease with you. If you start coming in directing and stuff like that, it's not going to be very good, is it? Or shaming them all the time.
So it's about building rapport.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, great. Okay. So good. All right. So let's just check on Mary and Tom. Let's see how we're doing in building rapport. Mary and Tom, how are you both doing? How's the class going so far?
I'm really liking the kind of honesty in the room. I think like people have been able to share how they're feeling and like but how they're really feeling. Like I really liked what you said, Marlon, just about being able to like, yeah, just talk quite openly about feeling shame, basically. And yeah, that's just kind of really jumping out at me that it feels like a space where everyone can kind of be themselves, which I think is really important. Definitely.
Right. Tom?
Yeah, I'm finding it quite engaging. Yeah. I definitely like the fun factor.
Good.
I don't like to be too serious. I'll be
Good.
perfectly honest. I like what you said about not shaming somebody, you know. For me, I feel that would be quite detrimental to somebody. Do you know what I mean? I think you can, I like to hope that I've got the ability to be able to cater to a need and adapt to a situation based on what I see from face value, and what that person needs at that particular moment. So it's nice to, oh look, bigging myself up already. Here I am. Hello. You know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like adapting to that situation at that particularly in real time, about what the potential client would need or potential thing. I'm a sort of guy that wears his heart on his sleeve, and I'm quite open and honest. Sometimes it can be a little bit detrimental, and sometimes I have to wave it in and control myself of what I really want to say and You know, I think I think you get what I mean. Anyway,
I know
yeah,
exactly
I'm
what you mean.
enjoying.
I fuck it up all the time.
Yeah, yeah, I'm number one. I'm the number one fuck up. So yeah, but
No, that's not what I said. But
no, that's what I heard.
no, what I said
Oh,
is I fuck it up all the time. I often struggle with the boundary. Yeah.
yeah,
So sometimes my enthusiasm, people can go, "Oh my God, who is this bloke?"
yeah,
Yeah. And then other times people really resonate with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think when you do that, I believe that every time it's personal growth for yourself and for the other. So, you know, you can look at it two ways. You can look at it as if it's not healthy, but I believe that that sort of stuff's healthy because every time maybe a experience hasn't quite gone your way, I believe that you can take the positive out of that and turn it the negative out of it and turn it into a positive. So that every time that mistakes are made, that's personal growth. That's my belief anyway.
Okay. So that's called reframing. Yeah. You reframe something, which is a great coaching tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's just go. So we've created the container, we've contracted, we've checked in. Yep. We've got some topics for an agenda and we've covered some of the accountability. Is there anyone else that wants to? Anthony mentioned his website. Paresh, your work was to carry on going through the online material, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I can't quite remember, to be honest. I think, was it discussed at the end, right at the end of the
I don't
session
know,
on
but
Thursday? Because I had to leave at 1:45. I don't
yeah,
know.
I can't remember.
Anyway,
But
I
yeah,
have continued. I have actually spent some time on Sunday again.
yeah,
Wasn't as
good.
productive as the first weekend, but yeah, no, it's good. I'm just going a bit slower because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
worried about not taking it all in, and and I think I mentioned this last time. I'm going to have to keep going through it. You know, I don't have
So
a
it's a
photographic
process,
memory.
huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Journey and a
And
process.
and
Yeah.
that process can go, oh yeah, let's do that. And then it's like, oh fuck, this is taking a longer than okay. So just holding people in the process.
Yeah, and because I've got so many other things going on at the moment, I don't want to be rushing anything. So, especially, yeah.
Okay. All right. So where should we take the container now? I kind of want to talk about boundaries a bit. I'm kind of quite interested in Marlon's story of where you meet someone of the opposite sex and they become very flirtatious and how that impacts you as a professional. Yeah. So ethically, do you think it's appropriate to shake your clients?
No,
I'm just putting it out there straight away. I don't want to fucking just.
it's
Why
not
not?
because you've created a space for a client to aid the client in healing, right? And it adds a lot of complexity to go ahead and shag your client.
It adds a lot
You
of complexity to the
and,
situation. Yeah.
and it could turn a safe space into a volatile or dangerous space.
Okay. Safe for who?
Safe for the client.
No, fuck the client. You must look after yourselves, people. It's for your safety. Sorry, excuse my language, but um and I don't mean fuck the client. Oh fuck, I'm just digging a hole now. Let me stop that. Yeah. But sexual boundaries, yeah, are for your own safety, their own professional boundaries for you. Yeah. And and this work can be intimate. Yep. And a lot of people have used all sorts of ways to survive. Yep. How how many people here have been to rehab before? If and don't raise your hand if you don't want to, because I don't want to delete the recording. But have you ever heard of rehab romance? Yep. Where people are sitting in group and you're sharing all your stuff and you're getting intimate and at last somebody understands you and then oh my God, they're the one. Yeah. and then the rehab tries to stop the couple from going off and playing hide the sausage in the fucking bushes or whatever it is. Yep. And it becomes incredibly difficult to manage. Yep. Why is this happening? Why does this happen?
Avoidance
Avoidance. Avoidance of what?
of self.
Yep. Okay. So
I
instead of focusing on what I'm here for to get well around recovery, let me focus on someone else to avoid my feelings.
yeah, I
But
guess
all
trauma bonding as well to some extent, and
Yep. Lots
poor
of trauma
boundaries.
bonding. Yep. All that stuff. Okay. What else?
Like
Um,
cross addiction.
Cross addiction. Say more about that, Mary.
That people might come in for, a substance misuse issue, but have a sex addiction that they're not aware of. Yeah, and just be kind of acting out on that more because they've taken away a substance. So they're more in their behavior around it, potentially.
What
I
else?
think there's a false feeling where you've spent so much time not looking after yourself. Someone's finally paying you a bit of attention, and it becomes quite overwhelming, and then you cross mix signals up. So it's like a false feeling towards someone as
Yeah.
a client, that is.
Yeah. Treven?
Yeah, I think that a lot of people that come into rehab, especially when using substances, they push your dopamine and your serotonin, and they mess with these chemicals in your brain, right? And they push them to quite high limits. And when you're coming off of that, the brain is all of a sudden in a very low state of being. Sex is one of those things that it raises your dopamine, it raises your serotonin. So it could be a way that clients use to fill the gap in the lack of dopamine that's now there, lack of serotonin.
Okay.
If you're using cocaine, for example, it pushes your dopamine units up to about 600. Um, Sex will take you to about 250. So people often, when they come into rehab, they're sitting at about 90 or even in the 80s, which is quite low. You should be sitting at like 100 units. And so it's a way to kind of fill a gap.
Okay. So there's a subconscious biological ritual that's being activated to increase the dopamine levels for an individual who's actually, yep, craving to get high. And if they're unaware of it, this sexual ritual can play out. Yep. So in Marlon's case, this person subconsciously was feeling depleted, arriving at rehab, whatever, and let me start flirting with someone to increase my dopamine levels, but they're not aware of it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Okay, well, I'd
exactly.
concur with my esteemed colleague. That sounds pretty fucking impressive to me, Trevor. Okay, from a coaching perspective, we let the professionals sort that out. Yeah. We're not diagnosing whether someone's got a sex addiction or whether any of that stuff. We just know for our own safety, we don't want to get involved with that stuff. Yep. I get that you think I'm good looking. I get that you think I'm fantastic. That's wonderful. Um, but like it's not going to happen. I can't for my own profession. Does that make sense, Marlon? Yep.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
explain there's a bit more to it, but I can explain this scenario, if you want me to. So I was
So,
asked,
so we can go into the story.
yeah,
However, I just want to get clear
okay,
on the boundaries, on
yeah,
professional boundaries.
yeah.
Yep.
I can let you know what I replied back, to because it got a bit more heated than that for the client. I normally I ask for a bit of background information before I go, or if normally if we're picking a another gender up, we ask for there to be two of us, you know. Look, unfortunately, it was just me that could only go. I didn't know anything about her apart from that she was a potential alcoholic, and I travelled to the other island to pick her up. And on arrival, I messaged in the safe group that I'm in. So not ringing her personally, but in this WhatsApp group, saying I'm at reception, and she said, "I can't carry my case. Can you come to my?" She was in like a villa. Can you come to my door? And I got there, I shouted and I said, "I'm here." And she said, "Can you come onto the balcony?" I come onto the balcony and I said,
Oh,
"Where's your
how are you
key?"
feeling talking about it, Marlon? You're like swallowing and like, oh,
Yeah, because it was very uncomfortable. Like,
yeah,
I
mate.
knew like I'm crossing a boundary. It's like what,
So you knew you were crossing a boundary.
by stepping onto her
Yeah,
property. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
and
So
then
it's difficult, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I could have stopped and I could have rang up, the WhatsApp group and said I don't feel comfortable about doing this,
yeah.
but
So,
I
so let's talk about personal safety. I mean, I'm thinking about the person that you're
yeah,
trying to help, yeah,
hmm
and how you can be kind of opted into this, and then you get blamed because of somebody else's. And at this point, I'm going to say illness,
hmm
yeah.
okay,
All right, and we want to be loose enough to be able to fucking help someone. She's like, how many people are going to need help picking up their luggage and guiding if they're quite out of it? So so how do you look after yourself? How do you stay in touch with the team, the
mm,
multidisciplinary team, so you're not going into this alone? And where does your role begin and end? So what is in your scope of practice?
hmm
Yep.
mm,
So, guys, listen, I've been asked to enter the property to pick up the case. I'm feeling really uncomfortable around this. I'm going to do it because blah, 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 you know. And this could be going into the local area down here in Battersea or something, or going up in Middlesbrough. You don't want to go into these situations alone, but sometimes the chaos does that.
yeah.
Does that make sense to everyone?
Hello.
Um,
So sorry
yes, Dan.
to. So the difficult decision is when the boundaries are um, pushed at the very beginning of your interaction with someone, that can set the precedence for the whole time that they feel about the treatment. So covering yourself is obviously one thing, but if you were to turn around and say, "No, I can't come onto your balcony," it
Mm.
straight away sets a whole different feel about where they're going, what's happening, and stuff like that. So it's so
That's a
difficult
good
not
point, Dan.
to not ruin the whole experience from the off, but you've got to cover yourself at the same time. That's a tough one.
Mine.
So, Marlon, what would be helpful for you from the container? How can we support you in your
Well,
practice here?
that was a bit of it was obviously it was a bit of validation for me off Dan there because I thought like there was a fact it felt really wrong me doing that, but I didn't go into I drew the boundary in when she said, "Will you come in and get my case?" I said, "I don't feel comfortable. Can you put your case on the balcony, please?" And I'll take it. But it was like, yeah, I know I've got some, it's people have shared that it was a difficult situation because like I said, a part of me felt like it was quite wrong and I'd crossed the boundary, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
So this is why you get paid.
mhm,
When you're a professional recovery coach, you're getting paid to stick to boundaries and to show up in a way.
mm.
Yeah. How is this different from being a sponsor? Does anyone here know the fellowships?
Yep.
Does anyone not know the fellowships here? Yeah.
Do you
Okay.
have like with the fellowship you've got, like there's a confidentiality aspect and in a professional role?
So the 12-step fellowships, AA, NA, CA, church, faith-based organizations are called, they all sit in an area called mutual aid. Yeah. And the way that AA works, or NA or CA or any of those, is there's that saying that goes, the therapeutic value of one addict helping another is without parallel. Yeah. And there's a lot based on the sponsor-sponsee relationship. Yep. And people go together to meetings, and it's a very successful form of recovery. Yep. However, there are multiple pathways to recovery, and recovery is very different for other people. Yeah. So just for Ross and Dan, who put their hands up for not knowing the fellowships, yep. The do you both consider yourselves in recovery?
Sort
Okay. All right. So Dan
of.
doesn't, it's sort of. Ross?
Discovery, recovery, discovery. It's,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I'm sort of, yeah.
Okay. Dan?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, I meant Ross. I was looking at Ross and I said Dan, and you're both on top of each other. Sorry.
Yes. No. No. Look, for me, I get that people can go on their recovery journey and label them whatever they want, but I would class myself as recovered in a way. I understand that I've got addictional traits, but I would class myself as recovered. I don't really. You get people saying they've been in recovery for like 20 years. That was, for me, I personally, that's not for me. I don't want to put myself in that bracket for 20 years. You know, it was me then. This is me now. I've learned from it and I've moved on, sort of thing, and I've grown and understand myself. But no, I wouldn't class myself as in recovery anymore. But I'm well aware of my addictional traits, and I am disciplined in that sense. Yeah.
Okay, so you used to have a problem with substances.
Yeah, I probably still do. You know, I probably still do. I'm not using drugs, but I'm well aware that I have. You know, in my own experiences, I've come to realize I'm addicted to kind of anything that's instantly gratifying. You know, and cocaine was my Achilles heel. Yeah, but
Good
like
choice.
looking at my life, yeah, the rock star style. But looking at my life, Amazon, I've fucking the amount of shit I order off Amazon has to be prime. If it don't come the next day, I'm fuming. I'm like, oh, so it has to be like instantly gratifying. Whether it's porn or scratch cards or whatever. Yeah, when I really go down deep into it, it's mainly instantly gratifying things. Eating shitloads of sweets or chewing gums or chocolates or going to the gym every day for like 6 months straight and then not doing it for like 6 months or whatever it is, that roller coaster. But that's just my personal view on the recovery label. I would class myself as recovered because I just don't like that holding on to that sort of like carrying that rucksack of recovery for however long. People do it. Fair play to them. Do what you want to do. But for me, I couldn't do that to myself. No. But I am well aware of what could possibly happen if I'm not disciplined and I'm not self-aware. For sure. Yeah. Hmm.
All right, but you do know about the fellowships.
Yeah, I just wanted to like really understand it. I've like heard about it, but I didn't really know like these contracts and their like roles and blah blah blah.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
I didn't.
All
I
right.
just wanted to actually really know about it. Roughly understand about it, but I don't know the ins and outs of it. No.
Okay. So just before we take a break, I just want to focus on Marlon again. Yeah. So Marlon's in a role as a volunteer. Yep. For an organization where he had to go and do sober companion type role to get somebody to a place of safety for treatment that was intoxicated, very flirtatious, and made him feel rather vulnerable and unsafe. Is that fair, Marlon? Yep. He checked in with his colleagues, so he didn't go in there alone. Yep. And is the person safe now?
Yeah, cheers.
Well done, mate. Good job. Good job. Okay. So you didn't sponsor them, you didn't take them to meetings, you didn't do any of that sort of stuff. It's like, I'm here to get you from here to here, and this is how we're doing it. Yeah. That is very much in the sober companion, peer mentor environment. Yeah. It's quite transactional, and the person's not in a place of agency to make their own fully informed adult choices. Yeah. So jumping into bed with someone who's coming on to you intoxicated is going to put you in a very dangerous position. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah. All right. Mary and Tom, how's the class going? Are you going to come back for the second half if we take a break, or are you going to go, fuck this shit, we're out of here?
Can't give up after the first hour, mate, can you?
All right. So the most important outcome of the first session is your coachee comes back for the second session. Yeah, the most important. Because if you can't build rapport and engage with them, it's a fuck up. All right. So let's take a little break. I'm going to get my laundry out and hang it up the next 10 minutes, and I'll see you all back here at 1 minute past the hour. Great. Dan, you arrived early. That's wonderful.
Quick coffee.
Hey,
Quick coffee and back to business.
good. Just wait till it hits 1 minute past, because that's what we said.
Can you hear the noise in the background, or is it all right?
Your noise.
Yeah.
No, it's absolutely perfect.
All right. Okay.
Gee, everyone's come back early. That's great. Right, 1 minute past 11. Welcome back, everyone. So what's the first thing we do?
Check in.
Check in.
Great. Go
Check
for it,
in.
Anthony. Build the container. Start the check-in.
I am checking in, still feeling grounded, and still glad to be here. Looking forward to this hour. And I will tag Dan.
Yeah, good. Enjoyed the first half. I was a bit triggered by the contact center stuff that you guys are talking about, but like you say, with a sort of relaxed, fun sort of atmosphere, I chilled out, and yeah, no, it's good. So I'll tag Ross.
Mhm. Cheers, Dan. Yeah, feeling great. Yeah, great first half. Great first half. And yeah, looking forward to the second half. I will tag in Mary and Tom.
Yeah, I'm feeling positive and intrigued to see what the second half brings. And I'll tag in Mary.
Hi, yeah, enjoyed the first half. And just like the conversations around like real world situations that people are having, quite like that. Yeah, and it's funny because I live in Thailand, but like just hearing the language of like statutory services and it's quite interesting, quite nice for me. It's kind of my background. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the second half and just finding out a bit more. Thanks. And I'll tag Olivia.
I'm feeling, thank you, sorry. I'm feeling yeah, quite grounded and interested to see what happens next. I tag in Parish.
I'm feeling a lot more calm than I was at the start and more focused. And I'm also enjoying the session. I love it how you use, lived experiences and then bring it back to the theory and the message about how the do's and don'ts around coaching, etc. So I love that, the way it's working. I'll tag in
Marlon?
Trevine.
Okay, Trevin.
I'm checking in relaxed and ready for the second half. I'll tag you, David.
Cool. I'm checking in. Yeah, my anxiety's dropped and then it went up a little bit. And yeah, so I'm just finding my feet, but I'm really enjoying this. Marlon, you want to check in?
Yeah, I'm feeling really motivated. I just had a nice call with my nephew, who I've not seen for a long time. So it was nice. He cheered me up. Not that I was sad, but just it's really nice when he was trying to hug the phone and stuff. So yeah, I'm in a good mood, and I'm looking forward to second half.
Okay. Marcus, did you check in?
No. Mark,
Okay.
yeah. So checking in, still grounded. I'm really enjoying like how open these sessions are, like all of them. The men's group on Sunday is just the whole ecosystem. It's a it allows vulnerability and honesty, and I'm starting to learn a little bit more. And yeah, just reiterating some of the knowledge I have around coaching. So it's good to just hear the message around coaching and how important it is to keep checking in and see how the room is feeling. So
Thanks, Marcus. Okay, so always check in, contract and build the container, and trust that the container will have the answer. A lot of the anxiety for coaches is sitting there thinking, fuck, I don't know. What are you going to do? Just holding that space where you're the coach and here's the coachee. Where in other relationship, it's doctor, patient, sponsor, sponsee, counselor, counselee. Yeah, it's a top-down approach. In this space, it's like, fuck, I don't know. Let's work this out. How can I help? How can I support? Does that make sense? Yeah. And then I just want to touch on what Dan said about feeling a bit triggered with the contact center story. Inside me, yeah, my kids were taken away and put into care. And whenever that story comes up, I get activated. It's like, oh, fuck, that thing comes up. Yeah. And I've got to be aware of how that influences the conversation and the role. Yeah. And I just want to acknowledge Dan for owning that as well. Because like fuck, we take our lived experience, we work in traumatic environments where that gets activated all the time. Yeah. So Marlon, being someone in recovery, working in a treatment facility, working with people, and the chaos of that is going to activate his stuff the whole time. Does that make sense? Olivia, working in her environment is going to activate her story. Yep. So part of this training as well is to get okay with your story, when to bring it and when to keep it to yourself. Now in the fellowships, the sponsor-sponsee relationship is, this is what I did, this is what it was like for me, this is what happened, and this is what it's like now, and here are the steps that blah, blah, blah. And it's more of a mentor-mentee type relationship. This is what I did, this is what I suggest you do, but do it your way. Yep. The coachee relationship is, oh, I don't know. What are you going to do? Does that make sense? And even if we do know, we've got to try and manage it. Did you see that look Tom just gave Mary? Tom just kind of said, what the fuck's he talking about?
Yeah, sorry, I should have just been on it. Can you more elaborate on that slightly more for me, please?
Yeah. No problem, mate. No problem. And so one thing to always do as well is you get 3 types of listening, level 1, 2, and 3. Listening to the content. Level 2 is the body, and level 3 is the vibe. Yep. So when Tom looked at Mary like that, he was actually saying, fuck, I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. Yep. And I noticed that, and then I jump in and say, oh, Tom, okay, let's clarify this. Yeah. So what would you like clarification on, Tom?
The final part, the part about the coaching role, what would you have done there? Sorry.
Okay,
I got the other 2 points, but I didn't quite understand the last part.
okay, so let's draw a continuum like this, a line, yeah? And this is knowledge. Yep. And a coach knows 10% of something. Yep. So Dan, I hope you're okay with me saying this, but Dan's a builder. Yeah, he comes from a construction background. He's been to college and he's got degrees and he's qualified in this sort of stuff. Dan has a lot of knowledge around this. I can go in and coach Dan about his construction business, but I only know 10%. I know, like, you get hammers and nails and you go on site and you have equipment and maybe there's like health and safety regulations and all that sort of stuff. But I've never run a construction business. If Dan needed a mentor, the mentor would know 50% of the knowledge. Yeah, they've maybe run their own business, they've worked in construction, they've hired people, they've fired people, they've dealt with clients, raising finance, like I don't even know. Yeah. And a consultant knows 70% of the knowledge. These are what your options are. You can do it like this, 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 da 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 da. Yep. And so what I just want us to understand, as coaches, we know very little. And it's our job to know little.
Right, David, is that even if you do think
Yeah.
that you know a little bit more, you still act as if you don't know? Is that correct, what you're saying there?
100%. And
Thank
what
you
I
very
love
much.
about that is when you said, even though you think you know more.
Exactly, because most of the time I think I know a lot.
Exactly. And there's a lot of people, particularly in the fellowships, that I'm guilty of this, where I thought I knew something. So I was unconsciously incompetent. So let's just do this quickly. Can you all see the whiteboard? It's coming up. Can you see the whiteboard? Yep. Okay. So you get the adult learning steps, which go like this. Yep. So some people are unconsciously incompetent. They don't know that they don't know. Yep. So, Tom, your statement now was on the button. Yep. I think that I know, but actually I don't know. So you've just entered the consciously incompetent stage. Oh shit, maybe I don't know. Yep. And then people get to a place of conscious competence. So if I do this, if I do this, if I do this, I do this, then I'll be able to do it. Yeah. So through the training, you're going to get to practice coaching. Yep, it'll be checking in, contracting, building the container, asking open questions once you've got the agenda, listening at levels 1, 2, and 3, listening for needs, values, to find out what the individual's purpose is, to forward the action, deepen the learning, and accountability. So that's essentially the things that happen in the coaching conversation. And then after a while, you're going to become unconsciously competent. Now, a lot of people with lived experience are really unconsciously competent already. You don't know how good you are at building rapport with people because nobody's ever told you how good you are. Yep. And or in fact, if anything, people's told you how shit you are. Yeah. But when building relationship with other people have been told that they're shit all their life as well, with a bit of awareness, you suddenly become consciously competent. So Marcus, for example, has been here, what, 2 weeks now, Marcus?
Yeah, yeah. This is
Yeah.
week 3, yeah.
Yep. When Marcus came here, he was unconscious about how competent he is. And he's already gone off, hit the ground running, building an organization for what he wants to do that's going to give him some meaning and purpose. Is that fair enough to say, Marcus?
Yeah.
Yeah. And with the right support, yeah, around us, people can do incredibly well. Does that make sense, Tom? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that, David. Understood. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And you see, this time Mary found the unmute button.
Yeah.
Great, cool. So that's teamwork. Yeah, the metaphor I always use for that is driving a car. You're a little kid, you get in a car, you see your parents drive, you just think, oh, fuck, this is easy. A, B, C, accelerator, brake, clutch. Yeah, and then one day you get to drive the car. And then you get in the car and it's like, oh, fuck. It's not as easy as you thought it was. And then with practice, like, okay, hands tend to mirror, mirror, that's it, handbrake. Yeah, you get to practice it. And then after a while, you fucking go to the pub, you get pissed, and you don't even know how you got home. Guys, that was a joke. Can you fucking liven up a bit? Because I know you've all done it. Jesus Christ.
Uh,
Oh, all right. So my energy is quite heightened. Yeah. I'm really feeling the energy of this container. Yep. So the level 3 of this container is really like fucking gets me excited, and I start to foam at the mouth, and I get fucking, yes, I'm living my life of meaning and purpose. Fuck, this is what it's about. Go on. And it's called kokorozashi. Yeah. It's Japanese for what your soul's purpose is. Yeah. So if someone's purpose is to sit in a room and smoke crack and fucking look out the curtain and fucking they're coming down. If that's their life's purpose, fucking good for you, mate. How can I help you live your life's purpose? I promise you, when you confront people like that, they usually go, oh no, well, it's not actually that. But if you tell someone not to do that, it makes it really attractive for them. It's like like in rehab, you tell people, well, you can't have sex with each other. Straight away, everyone gets a fucking hard on. It's like, fuck. It's, you go to the fellowships and you say, yep, no relationships for a year. All of a sudden it's like, oh, there's the one for me. And fucking, now I got to wait a year and fuck, I got my key ring now. Can I have a shag? I mean, it's like, fuck, people. Am I making sense? Okay. So it's 20 past the hour here in the UK. It's 80 minutes past 11. What time is it in Thailand?
6:20.
In the evening, so it's not too late. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So let's whip around the room with just one thing that you've learned today from today's container. Who wants to go first, Anthony?
I learned that another term for shagging is hide the sausage.
Oh.
No, I think the four levels of unconsciously incompetent, that it's always good to be reminded of that, I think, and acknowledging where I am, I've sat in probably 100 of these now, and feeling more and more confident and at ease with it. And now that I'm doing some coaching and stuff,
Great. So you're practicing the coaching, going out there and learning stuff. Wonderful.
yeah. So it's a good reminder, and it's good to remind, how it all comes together. It's very fluid, and I enjoy that side of it.
Great stuff. Okay. We'll go popcorn style. So when you're ready to go, just unmute and go.
I'll go.
Um,
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
Okay,
Go.
we'll go
No, go on.
Ross
Yeah,
and
okay.
Paresh.
I would say boundaries, but in particular what Dan brought up about like not, coming into a sticky situation like Marlon did there, but not ruining that like not ruining that like first contact for obviously the future. I think that was really insightful. That was really big learning curve for me there. So thank you for that one.
That was very insightful, huh? Great. Paresh?
So two things. So one thing was around the boundaries, and it's not like, there's anything kind of new there. Yes, boundaries are important, and these are the things that you don't cross, etc. But it's just talking about the importance and the kind of consequences that there are if you don't place important boundaries in place. So that was the first thing. And then the second thing, and it was more for myself on the other side of being in recovery, is around instant gratification. So I took a few messages from that. I might have to stop eating tubs of ice cream and buying lottery tickets. Anyway, that was the joke, and that was the joke part at the end. There you go.
It's horrible, these containers. You've got to explain that. Okay, guys, that was a
Yeah.
joke. You can laugh now.
Yeah.
I so relate.
So the boundaries, but the instant gratification came back to my own recovery, and they were the two things that I enjoyed the most or got the most out of today so far.
Cool. All right.
Mine's Kokorozashi.
Kokorozashi. Hi.
Yeah, in my same meeting, I'm gonna say I've got my Kokorozashi.
Wonderful.
Yeah. No, coach, listening levels 1, 2, and 3. It's recalibrated my mind because I can remember doing a counselling course at college a couple of years back. I did level 1 and 2, and it's activated about, like all the active listening. And so I'm gonna go back and just check it out a bit more. So yeah.
Great. Here comes
I got a
Mary.
lot from thanks. I got a lot from the consciously competent stuff and the knowing 10%, only knowing 10% with a client. And I think I got it right. Yeah, it was like in my mind around, is that just kind of keeping an open mind with the situation that's going to come about from that space as well and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I found that interesting discussion.
Yep, and in the coaching role, you might have the knowledge of a consultant, but
Yeah.
if you're contracted to be a coach, stay in that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So when I went into coaching and business coaching and executive coaching, all this sort of stuff, and I was still going to the fellowship and sponsoring people, people started to come to me and ask me to sponsor them, but they actually just wanted free coaching and business advice. And because I got such low self-esteem and want to help everyone and all this sort of stuff, the boundaries became very blurred for me and for them. And I ended up feeling fucking resentful because people were taking the piss. And then I was kind of being influenced by fellowship thinking of like, you only keep what you have by giving it away and all that sort of stuff. So it became very difficult for me. Yeah. And this is about like a professional golfer gets paid to play golf. Yep. So they're a good amateur golfer. They just start to get paid for it. Yeah. To play golf. But they have to put up with the sponsorship and all the brand sponsorship, all that sort of. Do you know what I mean? So we still do what we do, but we behave in a different way. So I'm representing the brand now. I'm doing whatever. Marcus, you wanted to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the understanding that boundaries are important more than knowing how to do the job or the knowledge that we think we know about the job. But particularly, I liked Treven's bit about the dopamine levels. So like sitting at 80 to 100 and then 250. Yeah, that was really interesting. It's given me a bit more it takes away that stigma of fuck, this person's crazy, and it puts some science behind what's actually going on inside
Great.
that person's body. So it's given me a deeper understanding of crazy people.
Wonderful.
Yeah. As you know, David, I'm very boundarified, and I've worked a lot on like my own personal boundaries. But like what Marlon was saying, it resonated with me about the counselling when I done a counselling course, and we done a practical where you had a picture of someone and everyone had to describe what they first saw, and basically the answer is you got to treat them like a newborn that you don't know absolutely anything about them. There, you don't know you can't judge them in any way or anything like that. So I've sort of learned that there's something that I want to do that's seeing Marlon and sorry, I can't remember the lady's name from who live in Thailand because it's taught me that there are other options out there that I would like to pursue really. And yeah, no, I'm intrigued with continuing coming here. So thanks.
Thanks, Dan. Anyone else want to go?
Hello, mate.
Go, Tom.
I have learnt that if I don't know the answer to a question, instead of giving a bewildered look, I might as well just ask.
Great, great, wonderful. What the fuck's going on here? What are you talking about?
That's because no, but David, I'll be completely honest. Do you know what it boils down to? It boils down to being fear that I didn't know the answer and being embarrassed in front of people, and that's the reality. It's all based around the fear of not wanting people to think that I don't know the answer. So that's the truth. Yeah.
Yep, and that's got to do with a lot of childhood trauma from the education environments that we were brought up in. So I'm
Still working on it,
dyslexic.
David.
Huh?
I said I'm still working on it.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. I mean, my learning style is very different from the environments that I was sent to, and the environments that I went to actually just perpetuated the problem. And a lot of people that we work with in this area have that childhood trauma. So just saying you're coming to a class can prime people to like, oh fuck, what if I get it wrong? What da 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 da. So as a coach, you need to understand your population that you're working with.
Yeah. And I know it's not been spoke about, but I sort of from everything that has been spoken about collectively, I got you know, about emotional attachment would be a big part of, because sometimes I could be very emotionally attached to somebody and take on their stuff. Like it's a paramount that you can find that balance where you wouldn't do that, because otherwise you could be taking other people's stuff home all the time.
Yep.
I don't know why I got that out of it, but that's one thing I got out of today's class. Yeah.
Great. Who was going to go next? Was it you, Olivia?
No, it was
Or was
me.
it Treven? I can't remember.
Yeah. I think for me, what stands out is boundaries.
Boundaries again.
For me, in my personal life, I'm easily able to set boundaries with people that I don't really know well. I can set a boundary. When it comes to the boundaries that matter, which are the people that I care about in my life, I'm unable to set boundaries. And yeah, it's something that I need to work on because I kind of figured that once emotion is involved, boundaries become relative, right? Because and so those are the boundaries for me that mean something, right? And so I have to ask myself, are boundaries actually a, a concept that means anything the only time I can use them is when they don't mean anything.
Sorry, I missed that last bit.
I said that I have to ask myself whether boundaries are a concept that actually matter, because the only time I find myself able to implement them is in situations where they don't matter. In the situations that they do matter, being situations where emotion is involved, I can't
Okay,
seem to
so
do it.
I'm going to reframe this in a way. And first of all, I relate to a lot of what you say. And so I've got my professional boundaries when I'm in the role of coaching. Yep. And then in my own family life, where the values are very different, my boundaries get very kind of blurred. And like my kids will turn around to me and say, "Fuck off, Dad, stop coaching me. I'm not one of your clients." Or my girlfriend will turn around and say to me, "Why don't you talk to me nicely like you do your clients?" And I say, "Well, that's because you're my fucking girlfriend." Yeah, and then we have an argument around that. And it's like, really, it's like my relationship's important, but the dynamics are different. Yeah. And
Yeah,
yeah, I think we need to, part of being a professional is knowing when you're stepping into that role.
yeah. I think for me, and it's a bit of self-reflection that comes up, right? If I am, and obviously you have to set boundaries with your clients, 100%. But for me, what comes up is if I'm able to set the boundaries with the clients, does it mean that I care for them or not? If that makes sense. I don't know if that's making sense.
Oh, that's a bit like that saying, "This is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you."
Yeah,
Yeah, I tell you what I am guilty of is my people pleasing comes in. And sometimes I want to tell people to fuck off, that they've crossed a line, and I don't know how to set it. I don't know how to find the language or whatever. And then I end up doing things that I'm kind of resentful about. And yeah. So, for example, money, yep, charging people, things like that. My boundaries are very loose there, and it has an impact. Yeah. And one of the impacts is that people that pay for something are a lot more invested in it than people that don't. Yeah. So, for example, you'll know from the clinic in Johannesburg, the people that pay for their treatment, yeah, they go, "Fuck, we're going to get the most out of this." And then they eat
yeah,
as much food as they can, and they attend the groups and they get everything they can. People that are paid for by someone else and feel entitled and that they deserve it, yep, have a very different experience.
that's
Olivia?
Um, just to be aware of our own stories, getting activated when working with clients, and
Great.
how that awareness helps us keep clear boundaries. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that fucking makes a lot of sense to me.
Keep questioning myself. Every time I say anything, I always question it.
It's horrible that I've also got the debating committee, and I always go, "Am I making sense?
Yeah,
And that's my anxiety.
yeah.
Anyone else want to go? Okay, so we got about another 20 minutes. How about I coach someone? We do some fishbowl coaching, and I'll coach someone, and then you guys can see my style of coaching. And I don't want you guys to go out, and you must learn what your own style is. Yeah. So you're not coming here to learn about the David Collins show. You're coming here to learn about how to use these tools to coach in your own style. Will that work? Should we try that? Okay. Who's up for being coached for 15 minutes? Right, Tom, let's go for you. Okay. Can you all see Tom if have I pinned him? Yeah. Okay, great. Hello, Tom. Thank you
Hello.
for putting yourself out there to do this. We'll go for 15 minutes. Yeah, and it'll take us to about 10 to, and then we'll deconstruct it and we'll take it from there. How are you checking in? I'm checking in a little bit anxious and also very excited. How are you checking in?
Yeah, excited to see your style, I suppose, and
Okay.
what we're actually going to do.
All right. So what brings you to this course?
In all honesty, I've moved out to Thailand, and I suppose I'm struggling for a little bit of purpose.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And what made you move to Thailand?
Oh, Jesus.
That was a big question, huh? That was your whole body sighed and just went, "Oh, Jesus."
Uh, a relapse,
Oh, okay. All right.
end of a marriage,
Oh, fuck. Okay. I know the movie.
losing probably felt at the time like it was my whole life.
Okay. All right.
Two children.
All right. So let's just slow it down, Tom. Yeah. And
What else do you want?
yeah, no. And I just want to slow it down. One, because this is being recorded, and I really want to respect the sacredness of your story.
Sweet,
Yeah.
mate.
And when I asked the question, I didn't realize it was going to have such an impact. Yeah. So there was a return of symptoms. Your marriage came to an end. Yep. And you're a father.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just a bit of my own story. Yeah. I've got 3 ex-wives, 4 kids, and I've just had to move back to the UK and start my life again. Yeah. After 4 years. And so I really don't have the answers of what you should do, but I do relate to what you're going through. Yeah. Oh, and I feel quite sad when I say that because fuck, for me it's lonely and overwhelming. How's it been for you?
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie. Obviously, at first, it felt like my whole world had come crashing down. But having time to, reflect and get the help that I needed, sort of realised that maybe the marriage wasn't as happy for the past 8 years, which is but I had long-term sobriety before, and I was in a relapse technically for about 5 years, to be perfectly honest. It wasn't like I turned from a binge user, so it was inevitably going to happen eventually, like this anyway. So
How are you feeling today?
today I'm very happy and content with my life as what's unfolding. But yeah, as I said, I'm struggling for a little bit of purpose. I don't know where my purpose lies, and I believe that helping people is maybe where I should be leaning towards. Hence why I've come on this
Okay,
course or
so
class,
helping
whatever you
people.
want to call it.
So helping people is a value, like
Yeah,
being nice to other humans is yeah.
yeah, it's where I get most joy. I'll be honest with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
good, cool. All right, so you like helping people.
Yeah, I do. I
Okay,
actually do enjoy it. I
okay,
probably like helping people more than I like helping myself, if that makes sense.
okay.
Yeah,
So how can helping people help you
because
in
it
your
takes me out.
recovery?
It takes me out of self.
Okay, great. Okay, all right. Okay, so you've come to this training to see if this is something that can help you in helping other people and getting you back on your feet now that you've moved to Thailand, having had a
Technically,
divorce and a return of symptoms as a result of life being a fuck up.
yes, exactly. Nailed on the.
Oh, how does that feel now?
Yeah, I mean, I've pretty much come to terms with most of it already. Do you know, it's the only thing that still niggles away is obviously that I've got two beautiful children that possibly need their daddy. Do you know,
Okay, all right.
one more than the other for sure. But
Can I ask how old your children are?
my son's 12 and my daughter's 15.
Okay, so the question I asked was, can I ask? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always just want to just ask for permission. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. And I notice you're rocking there. Are you dancing to music? Are you listening
No,
to?
no, I
The,
suppose I'll be honest with you, probably just a little bit triggered if I'm being completely honest
yeah.
about
Yeah.
a couple of things. It's nothing to worry about. I can still talk freely.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah. Yeah.
suppose
No,
just a
I'm not
little bit
worried
of
at all.
deregulation in the body, probably, David, to be honest.
Okay. Cool. So it's
Yeah,
like fucking. You're looking after yourself, soothing. I can dance with you. It's cool.
yeah,
We can
lovely.
do this. Yeah. All right. So you got a 12-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
Yep. A boy and a girl.
yeah,
Okay. And and yeah, you want to explore that a bit?
yeah, can do, mate. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. So how how do they feel about you coming to Thailand?
My daughter is happy as long as I'm happy, even though she still misses me, obviously. But she's at an age now where she's very mature for a 15-year-old. You know, she's
Yeah.
not a child, to be
Yeah,
perfectly
yeah,
honest. She's
yeah.
like
She's
a
she's
young woman,
moving
really.
out. Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah.
your 12-year-old?
Um, my 12-year-old son is at that vulnerable age. He just started secondary school, hasn't got really a male figure in his life. That's the same as having his dad. He's got a couple of people that he can turn to, my father being one. You know, the relationship with their mother's been a little bit
Fractious.
very fractious, which is understandable because she's got to be able to process her own in her own
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
You know, it's not quite at the amicable stage. Sometimes there was a couple of rows along the way, which then in turn made us not talk. My
Okay.
kids are sort of old enough to be
So
able
I
to.
just want to check in terms of the recording that we're being respectful for your
The
family
other.
members.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I suppose I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Because we're here to learn about coaching. We're here to be able to share our lived experience in a professional way that brings healing and recovery to a lot of fractious situations. And I heard that your daughter's kind of doing good at 15. Your son is at a vulnerable stage and he's got a relationship with your dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's taking time for your ex to kind of heal as well from this. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's a fuck up, eh? There's a lot going. There's a lot going on. Okay. But yeah, I want to kind of project my own story here. Um, and the reason I want to project my own story is like I've got three ex-wives and four kids, and my relationship with all my kids and my exes is sort of amicable. I mean, it's at different levels, yeah. And the relationship has changed, yeah. over time. So I know that the best thing for kids for me is if mum and dad kind of look after themselves and the common care for the kids. So yeah, and I'm talking too much here. But I just wanted to share a little bit just to, I guess, normalize the situation.
Yeah, sometimes, even as hard as it is, sometimes the separation is better for the children than it is for to be in
Yeah.
that environment. So, I've come to terms with that today.
Okay.
Luckily and fortunately enough, I can connect on the PS5 with my son, which has built us a little
Oh, okay.
connection.
Oh,
Instead of
great.
me just ringing him up and asking him, how was your day? How was school? Which is
What
pretty
do what
boring
do
for
you
a
play on the
12-year-old.
PS5?
FIFA.
FIFA.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
So that's nice. It's nice to build a connection that way. It's not quite the same. And there's plenty of times that I miss.
How often do you play?
Yeah, good 4 times a week, 5 times a week.
5 times a week you're playing FIFA with your son?
Yeah,
Yeah. On the PlayStation, just hanging out, talking and
yeah,
using technology and
exactly.
fucking what a blessing.
Yeah,
What a
exactly,
what a
exactly,
blessing. Hey?
exactly. And he got it's been quite difficult. It might sound stupid. We're very passionate Tottenham fans. We've got season tickets.
Nah,
We
really?
go to games. And he also got signed for Cambridge
Wow.
development team this year as well, which was a blessing. And I haven't been there for that, so that was probably more difficult for me than anything else, really. Being
Oh,
part of his journey.
okay.
So yeah. That's I miss my boy terribly. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I
That's
could.
the bit that hurts the most.
That's fucking eating you, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and I noticed your body wanted to yawn there. It's like,
yeah, a
oh,
little bit,
fuck.
mate. Yeah,
Yeah, it's fucking, it's hard. Fuck. Okay. So we're coming to the end of this. So let's just kind of wrap it up.
Sweet.
But football's a big thing for you, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, great, great. My son's also a Tottenham supporter, and he's in Cape Town, and he came over. He came over last year, and we went to the stadium together. And I'm not really into fucking football, but he was all like, whoa, 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 and he's forever on the PlayStation and talking, and yeah, he just turned 30, and he was one of my kids that were taken away and put in foster care. So, and when I talk about that, that still fucking gets me and hurts me. But, and the reason I'm saying that is just, yeah, your story fills me with hope.
Certainly does, mate. Certainly does.
Yeah. How are you checking out?
What, right this second?
Yeah. How is this little
Um,
conversation?
I suppose freeing and reflective at the same time.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go back to the classroom now. Yeah. And we're not going to talk about the content of your story. We're going to talk about what I did. Is that okay with you?
Go
Yeah.
ahead, mate.
All right. Thank you so much. Really, thank you. I just want to fucking honor your courage for fucking going, okay, I'll go and fucking, and then putting your heart out there. So, so everyone, we've just got like 5 minutes quickly. Let's just, what did I do?
I
Did you
think you
see me
spent.
check in?
Oh, yeah, check in.
Yeah. Did I create the contract?
Yeah.
Yep. How did I do that? I said we're going to talk for 15 minutes.
Yeah. You get the time.
So it was a time-bound conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Trevin?
But that's not really a contract, right? That's just stipulating time. When
Yeah,
I
but
agree
that's
to ask,
part of it. Yeah, we didn't talk about fees or anything like that. And then I said that this is just, and then I also just thanked him for bringing the conversation to the classroom environment.
Okay.
Does that make sense, or did I fuck it up?
I feel like you fucked it up.
Oh, okay, then I fucked shit. I'm sorry, I could have done better. What could I have done better?
But I think you kind of asked him a question without outlining what he wants to speak about within those 15 minutes.
Okay, so that's the agenda. So was I
Yeah.
not clear on the
Um,
agenda?
yeah, you kind of asked a question which was your agenda, right? You didn't give him a chance to bring what he wants to speak about.
Fair enough. Okay, I'll go with that. Yep, so I should have asked, okay, so what do you want to talk about today?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, fair
from my
enough.
perspective. In
Yeah. No, that's great. All right.
Or,
So my
or what
question,
brings you here, or what brings you to me, or what brings you here, and what do you want to get out of this? Yeah.
okay. And what and what's I mean, I would say I think that's quite a good question because I want to kind of get clarity as to why the person is coming to see me. Because a lot of people might think that I'm a counselor or I'm a, divorce lawyer. you know, uh, uh, yeah. So it was just maybe building rapport and getting clarity. Yeah.
I see that you like I saw the three levels of listening. So like there was the bit that related to you and your story. Um, there was I saw that like when it was past or present, like when Tom was talking about past or present, you was bringing it past or future, you was bringing it back to the present and asking how he feels about that now, having talked about something that happened in the past, and then like recapping to show that you was listening, and then the body language you picked up on the yawn and the sort of the body turn. So yeah, the three levels of listening. I saw with that. I was struggling to find the purpose of the conversation, like what was the outcome. Um, so yeah.
Okay. What do you think are some of the things Tom values in his life?
Being
His
around, being
relationship
Uh,
a
with children.
Children,
Children.
big one, huh? Children being a
Tottenham as
father,
well,
big one. Yeah.
football.
Football.
Yeah,
Who
and how
said
he
that?
connects with his
Oh,
son. Sorry, that's me. Yeah, like I thought that was very insightful, very like modern. Like we're in 2026, and he's great that he's talking to his son for an hour or two over a football game from Thailand to the UK instead of ringing him up and asking him what he's up to, sort of thing. I thought that was brilliant. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, great,
Yeah, I
great.
must
Yeah.
admit, I also thought that's good
Mm.
recovery capital
Yeah, that's great
connecting.
idea. Mm.
Yeah.
I felt like it was really good that you were letting him know that he's been a good father
Okay.
because
How did I do that?
by asking, like questions about football, his son's interest, his interest, and instead of not using like the common theme of just picking up a phone and how are you, like what Tommy reiterated to you, and you saying like that's amazing, and 5 times a week, like you let him know like that's more than that's a large amount of time,
So I
and
was championing
yeah,
his choices. I was
yeah,
going, okay, fuck, that
motivate,
sounds, yeah,
giving him motivation and so he can remind himself, like because obviously
Mm.
there's whatever is going off for him in his life, he'll have that shame sitting in there,
okay,
potentially. So it's just a great reminder that he's like, oh yeah, I'm doing good stuff,
okay,
being a good person.
okay. We're going to have to start to wrap this up. But Anthony, we'll go Anthony and Trevin.
Oh yeah, I was going to say one of the things that I picked up on is his quest to find purpose in his life, which makes him a
Great.
good candidate to be coached, because
Yes.
ultimately the goal is to coach someone towards their future vision
All
in
right. So
recovery.
Anthony, will you set up a session with Tom? Because
I
you need to do some coaching hours. And Tom, are you okay to help Anthony?
It'll be my pleasure, mate.
all right,
Yeah.
yeah, perfect. Thanks, David.
Just fucking throwing you under the bus there, Anthony. That's good. Ross?
I was going to say that you said respects the sacredness of a client's story, and I quite like that. It's like you're not there to like counsel people. You're kind of there to kind of not know the complete ins and outs of somebody's life story. You kind of just want the baseline, the bare minimum, and then it's moving forward, not kind of like looking back too much. Yeah, I got taught that something similar when I was at psychotherapy. Went to my first session, blurted out my life story, and the guy just went, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, stop! I'm not a counselor," And I was just like, oh, "That's fucking brilliant!" Like, that stuck with me, and that's kind of what you said there to Tom was brilliant. Respect the privacy of the client's life. Obviously, get information to understand where they are in life, but it's about moving forward, not looking at the past too much.
Great.
Yeah, I like that.
Great. All right, we're going to have to pause it there. Tom, are you good?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I was just going to say I like the fact because I got lost emotionally in talking then, and I like the way that you put the boundary in place to let me make me realise that we're live streaming this, and maybe I was going a little bit too fast. I thought that was very good in that respect too, if that makes sense.
So that kept you safe.
Yes, I thought
Okay.
that was a brilliant job because I just got lost in the moment for a minute. So
Yeah, and
thanks
we
for letting me
opened
share.
up a landmine. I didn't realize that little question would just kind of go, oh fuck, because you started off, you went, oh, and
Well,
I
there's
just
more
thought,
to come,
okay, here we
David.
go.
There's a lot more to come.
Yeah, no, that's good. All right. Okay, everyone, I'm afraid I got another call at 12, so we've run over a bit. I check out with a lot of joy. Yeah, Mary and Tom, let's think about it. And we got another class on Thursday morning. And yeah, I check out with joy. Dan, thank you so much for coming. Love the artwork in the back.
Oh,
How are
no,
you checking out, mate?
Yeah, really good. Really enjoyed it, David. Thanks for inviting me. I'll definitely be back
Cool.
100%.
Who you
Thank you,
Yeah,
tagging?
everyone. I'll
thanks
tag
for
in
having us,
Anthony.
David.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, checking out, good and insightful. It's good to see a bit of coaching in the second half and learning from that. It's good to be here as always. I'll tag Marcus. And Tom, I'll send you my phone number now in the chat.
Yeah, thanks, Anthony. Checking out Enlightened. Yeah, good session. It was nice to see a little bit of role play there at the end. And I will tag Treven.
Been checking out, grateful for this container. I enjoyed. I will tag. Let me see who's in the chat. Paresh.
I feel great. I really enjoyed the session, really productive, learned a lot. I'll tag Olivia.
Yeah, I've learned a lot about setting boundaries and relationships with counsellors, or the different relationships with counsellors and AA and coaching. So yeah, I tag in Ross.
Yeah, great session. Looking forward to the rest of the week and seeing you all next week. Thank you. I will tag in. Sorry, and who's left here? Tom and Mary and Tom, whichever.
Thanks, Ross. Yeah, had a really lovely session actually, and just really appreciated everyone's vulnerability and like how that was held in the space. Thought it was really great. And yeah, thanks David for having us along. And yeah, cheers. I'll pass to Tommy.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, mate. Yeah, I learned a bit today.
Cool. Is that everyone?
Oh no, me. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it, and it was really insightful. I'm looking forward to next session.
Great.
I'm
All right,
tired.
so I've put the link in for the London Recovery Coaching platform. Yep. Marcus, Olivia, and myself are there on the platform to help guide you around that. Yep. And thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Really, thank you all for just bringing your hearts to the container. Lots of love, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye now.